matter how I try to leave, they just keep pulling me back in.
You'll always be a part of me. Did you bounce the best stuff from Ellie? No one is gonna never change me. You'll always be my baby.
GG, my baby! You thought we left Martin? Wow! We back again, Zabo, we live. Yes, sir. You'll always be. Yes, yeah. Sing. I can't leave. I can't leave. I can't leave.
Wine like you miss me, now walk up like you miss me. Wine like you miss me, now walk up like you to the left, to the right. Now take 'em left, take 'em right. Now take 'em right. All the gal them wine like you miss me, now walk up like you miss me. Wine like you miss me, now show off like you show off. Show off. Show off. Show off. This carnival we back again in TG on the road. This carnival we back again in TG got the load. The woman in the street saying no easy don't go. Carnival my baby, I'll never let you go.
You'll always be. I can't leave. I can't.
Okay, we're on a dinghy, and we are on our way to a catamaran. I say it good, Pete. Catamaran. A catamaran. And we're gonna take shots of it, give you a new experience. You know, late night on the. Listen, I am nervous as shit. I didn't even say welcome to the late night. I didn't even say hello. But you have to understand that this is very new for me. Special thanks to the boatman for the confidence. Anyway, so tonight on the late night, we're gonna give you a tour of this nice boat. I'll give you the name when we get there, because we have to keep you in suspense. And I know you're thinking, why am I holding so tight to the boat? It's because I can't swim. You see, ladies and gentlemen of St. Martin, you know when they tell you, put your kids in swimming class from early? And you know they tell you, no, don't do it. Do it. You never know if they have to go in the Simpson Bay Lagoon and do this for entertainment purposes. But same way, we're gonna have a good time. And what's happened? This boat is very rocky, like the government of St. Martin. That's the best joke I can give right now on this particular moment. Okay, we get in there.
I can't leave. I can't leave. I can't leave.
Wine like you miss me, now walk up like you miss me. Wine like you miss me, now walk up like you to the left, to the right. Now take 'em left, take 'em right. Now take 'em right. All the gal them wine like you miss me, now walk up like you miss me. Wine like you miss me, now show off like you show off.
Of course, we are on Supercut charter, and it's very, very, very cozy. I'm the captain of the ship. Call me Captain Dick. Oh my gosh! All right. Now, of course, you know, just like steering St. Martin, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, when you go left, you go right. When you go right, you go left. And sometimes you sink. But you know what? Supercut charters don't sink because we have professionals. All right.
Now, of course, this boat can hold a maximum of 80 persons, 78 by law. But you know, they have some people who are overweight, so we have to say 78. It's very nice, I must say, and private events is possible. So you can always get yourself to a birthday party, or you know, come out with your friends. You know, contact them. They are very flexible. They work with everybody, and like I say, look, they have seating all over. This is seating. A nice bar that you have right here. You see it? And you can have a party in here, because yeah, you put a DJ in here and everybody can just party on the seats on the captain chair. St. Martin, come in. Nobody, because nobody listens. Speaking about not listening, a lot happening on St. Martin today. Of course, the big drama has to do with the St. Martin basketball team that nobody ever notices during the time that they compete in the Battle of the Fittest every year. But because it's an election year, all of a sudden everybody has a problem with the St. Martin team being sponsored by politicians, which is so hypocritical, because all you didn't give a shit about St. Martin basketball players for the past 3 years, when they had to go to every single game. They had to go off island, on island, when they were doing fundraisers, when they had knockouts, when they had basketball tournaments, when they had fundraisers at the auditorium, all over the place. Well, you never give a shit. But now, because it's election time, you care what name is behind the uniform? Is St. Martin a real place? Anyway, welcome to the show. I'm staring because I don't know where St. Martin going, and I'm scared for Io. Some Greece, some W, you fought. Gotta ask the Prime Minister for some. Anyway, let's begin.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and an exciting new airport mall. Finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport. The experience will move you.
I am Rolando Bryson, Member of Parliament and leader of the United People's Party. On behalf of the Deputy Leader Omar Otley, the Board of the United People's Party, and our entire membership, it is my pleasure to invite you to the upcoming United People's Party Congress on August 13th at the Elise Convention Center in Madam Estate from 5 p.m. At this Congress, we will review the hard work and accomplishments of the United People's Party both in the Parliament and the government. We'll introduce you to our new logo, our new social media and website, and also to our new candidates, and hear from our existing candidates about our plans for the upcoming parliamentary elections in 2024. We'll also have keynote speakers that will deliver the message of hard work and inclusion that the United People's Party stands for. Remember, we are your representatives, and this is your home, your party, your United People's Party. So we look forward to having you with us at the United People's Party Congress on August 13th at the Elise Convention Center in Madam Estate from 5 p.m., where we tell you how and why we're still going up.
How are you?
Hi, darling. I'm fine. Just calling to say hi.
Oh, okay. We got over here.
Girl, I hear watching this movie and it...
But Mom, you finished all your minutes yet?
No, girl. Talem has new postpaid plans and automatically upgraded my postpaid package.
Is that so?
Guess what? I am getting more minutes and almost double the amount of data for the same price.
I guess I'm making a switch now. Let me call you back, Mom. Hey, Tash, you hear about Telem new postpaid plans?
Hello, Sid Martin. My name is Julian Roland Jr.
Calling one and all to join us at our back to school event hosted by yours truly, URSM candidate Julian Rolox Jr. on July 30th, 2023 at the Belvedere Playground from 4 to 7 p.m. School supplies will be distributed for the less fortunate children. To register your child, WhatsApp 554-8078. All children 8 years and older will have a chance to enter the raffle for a laptop. Bouncers and popcorn will also be available. Julian Rolox Jr. would like to thank all sponsors that helped supported this cause.
I conquered, and I must say, I have just been promoted to Captain Dick. I am ready for the sea, well, the lagoon. I was able to go on what's the name, Pete? Supercat charters. They did a nice, they gave us a nice tour, so we must say thank you to them. Of course, thank you for watching the late night. And of course, let's continue on our summer tour. We're going different places. You never know where we're going to end up because, yeah, Captain Dick going everywhere. I like the ring of that, Pete. We're going to keep that name. All right. Till tomorrow. Have a good one.
Late Night Show with Andrew Dick with a very special guest. And, you know, I've been trying to get him on late night for quite some time, but he's here finally. And that is, of course, the one, the only, the Honorable Minister of Romy and the Deputy Prime Minister of St. Martin, Mr. Sherendi Egbert Duran? Or Duran, Egbert Sherendi Duran. Listen.
Whichever one,
right?
About.
Yes. Minister Duran, thank you so much for coming on Late Night.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been a while indeed.
It's been a while, yeah.
Finally get it going.
Yeah, last time you was here was election time.
I think so.
Yeah, that was like 3.5 years ago. Yeah.
I think before, man. Come on. I came after that, man. But you know what they say? Nothing happens before its time.
Yes.
So that's important.
Quite a lot has been going on within the ministry. Of course, we're going to touch on a little bit of everything. Let me start off with, of course, the road network.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, social media has been ablaze with the fact that, that the road patching is taking place because the royal family is coming. However, they forgot that you've been mentioning since December that some works would start in the second week of January.
Yeah, actually way before December because the bid took place in the ending of last year.
Mm-hmm.
The contracts were signed in December to start the road resurfacing in general, but the road patching is something that never stops, it's continuous. So that's 24/7. The only time that stops is when we don't have supply.
Oh, okay.
And that is done by the staff, internal staff of the Ministry of Romy itself.
Okay.
So that is something that is all around continuous. That's not something that starts or stops.
Okay.
And also, indeed, as you mentioned, I did mention that the road resurfacing will take place in the second week of January. As you know, construction and construction-like companies go on what they call a bow vacancy. And they're all kicking off this week.
Okay. Now, the resurfacing, because, it's been bad. I know that you are being blamed for the rain. You being blamed for the sun, the rain. Whenever a hole comes somewhere, it's the Minister of Romy fault. So, your overall plan for the resurfacing, what would it entail?
Well, the overall plan for the resurfacing has to do with, of course, prioritization. The reason I use the word prioritization because you have a certain amount of budget, but the money that is required to do a full blast resurfacing as to what we need by far supersedes the amount of money that is available. That is just the reality of it. The budget is in the range of 2-point-something million. Based on the preliminary roads that we, identified internally last year, we were already on 3.5 million going. So therefore, it's a matter of prioritization, actually. As I mentioned last week on the interview, that we will be starting in the Cold Bay area, where some critical areas need attention, and of course it will be published and the public will be made aware of that. We had to start with Arch Road weekend on Sunday. We're going to close the road, etc., but due to the unforeseen weather, that
so the weather
was
the weather wasn't your fault.
No, the weather wasn't my fault on Sunday.
Okay.
And so we'll just have to reschedule that and let the road users know when that will take place. But Arch Road in particular, there's a lot of issues in the middle of the road. So you can't block one side and continue. You just have to really shut down for a down period. And you don't want to inconvenience workers and road users as well. So we have to plan that good. Hopefully by this Sunday, God's willing, we'll be able to schedule that in and have the entire road closed off for a particular time to have that works carried out.
Now, road signs are also, part of the road infrastructure.
Correct.
And also, you've also taken special interest in the eyesores of vehicles, old vehicles being parked all over on our 16 square miles. How's that been going? That project's been going?
Well, I must say that the cooperation between the Ministry of Romy and Justice has been going very good. We started back those discussions a couple of weeks ago. There's a whole group chat set up, a sort of a task force, if you want to call it that. And they're working closely together in terms of clearing up the car wrecks. Now, when it comes to the abandoned, whether it be containers, chassis, and different things that you see alongside the road, that they're working on as well. And the notices that, as I mentioned, I think it was about a week and a half ago when I mentioned that, to clear it up. And I must say that there's been great cooperation because without our involvement thus far, I would say about 60 to 70% of what was on the long side of the roadway we're referring to has been removed. Everything is not gone as yet, so we will do what we have to do with that as concerned.
And the whole private property versus public roads and them moving it into private property, is that been a hurdle also?
That is definitely a hurdle. And what I mentioned though, I just want to be for the record, everything that I reference is about things that are on public domain.
Okay.
So when I talk about removing it or we will remove it, I'm talking about public domain.
Okay.
But you know what's so interesting? I've had persons contact me and they talk about, yes, but it's on private property. I mean, I think you should be a bit ashamed to say that because you're going to move the garbage from public property to private property and think that the problem is solved. I think that we should,
it's supposed to be a combined effort.
It's a combined effort.
Yeah.
It's not me against you or them against you or anything like that. I mean, we live here. Whether you're born here, you came here, you make St. Martin your home. I mean, just take some pride in what we're doing and clean it up.
Yeah.
That is the only thing. So if you feel that by solving the problem, you're going to move it off the main road and put the garbage or the wreck or whatever have you on your private property, then, so be it. Unfortunately, if it's a roadside property, our tourists and our guests and even our citizens will have to deal with it, which is unfortunate, but yeah.
And the road sign situation?
With respect to road signs, we have a big amount of road signs right now in our possession then.
Okay.
And the road signs is something joint which we carry out with the traffic department. So they give the indication because it's all regulated via the Ministry of Justice as to where it has to go, but we actually do the physical labor in actually placing them. You see, so that's a sort of an interministerial something, but that is well on its way as well in terms of the working together with Justice to identify, okay, here's where the sign needs to go, and we're doing that.
All right, you see, so the affordable housing, as far you've done something at the Belvedere Housing Foundation area in Belvedere. And you know, I always found that you didn't get enough credit for it because I guess, you know, people like to focus more on the negative than the positive. But as far as being able to actually going to the homes, seeing the state that they were in, promising to fix it, and then you actually did.
Yep.
You actually did.
Yeah, indeed. And I must say that that because that's not affordable as public. That's public housing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which is
public
actually
housing,
the first title that I have, because you know the ministry carries different titles. So public housing, Folks House Westling, is one of the biggest challenges that we have on St. Martin. We are full of challenges.
Yeah.
There's no ministry or minister that can say, hey, you know, everything is perfect here.
Yeah.
We have challenges everywhere, and challenges continue. Now, is the decisions and the steps that we take today to mitigate the future challenges for whoever is coming next or whoever is there now if they continue. With respect to Belvedere in particular, Belvedere has been a complaint for not now, but for a
Decades.
long time.
Yeah, yeah.
More so after the hurricane. Even as a member of parliament, one of the sticking points that I focused on a lot was the repairs in Belvedere and also the repairs of the hurricane shelters, the shelters in general. And the shelters, we finished them over a year and a half ago. We did a tour by every single shelter. And now the 64 units that we started with in Belvedere, they are fully refurbished, fully brand new, fully renovated, all the bells and whistles that the tenants would want and need. So that is a great feeling. And as you mentioned, before when it was a problem, it was an issue. I mentioned that I was
Yeah,
gonna
you went
work
on a tour, I remember
I went
that.
on a tour, I
Yeah.
mentioned I was going to work on it. It was done, and now it's done. It's a great feeling, Andrew. It's something that I can't even describe it. One of the things that I even discussed with some of the, you know, tenants last week when we were discussing, they say that, you know, for leaving their homes for a while, and some of them coming back, some are new as well, they say that they're so happy, they're elated because, you know, it's brand new.
Yeah.
So it's like those who moved in 98 or 99 when Belvedere was first established.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop there. There's Block 37, which is in a very bad state as well. So I want to let the residents know, and also those that the residents of St. Martin, and also those that actually live in Belvedere know that the bug doesn't stop there. It will continue, but it goes to show that there's light at the end of the tunnel because this is something that was promised and it's actually delivered.
It's been delivered.
One thing for sure, Andrew, I cannot go without mentioning the hard work of the staff of the Ministry of VROMI, as well as the support staff of the NRPB, the entire trust fund, and every stakeholder that had to do with this, because it's, I must say, sometimes we complain, and I for sure, I complain about the timeline and how long things take when it has to do with the World Bank, but it is important to also give credit where credit is due for everyone that was involved in it. I mean, at the end of the day, as leaders, we give our vision, but there's a whole machinery behind that actually pushes to make it happen. And I just want to show my appreciation to those persons as well.
All right, but the Belvedere is one side, but they have also the emergency homes, for example.
That are all over.
That are all over, particularly the Dutch Quarter. Any plans concerning fixing that area? Because I know it's caught up also with a bunch of private property.
Yes.
And a bunch of people don't know that, you know, because people say, well, why not the emergency room, the streets and so on, but it's private property. But as far as the homes is concerned, any plans for that particular area?
What I can say, one of my, you know, things that I wanted to do and want to do still, I'm going to keep it at want to do still, is the infrastructure there is in a deplorable state.
Yeah.
The road as well as some of the homes. As you mentioned, there's a lot of issues with landowners. So I rather refrain from making any comments on that because, you know, they might use it and so forth. However, I must say that you are not forgotten. I speak to the Housing Foundation on a regular basis on plans on how they can approach on repairing. They have been repairing the others. So those in the Keys were repaired. Those in Foga also were repaired. And of course, there are different complications. Those homes were emergency homes. Huh?
Yes, they were
We're talking
emergency
about
homes.
Emergency homes that
had to be temporary
for over 2 decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just giving a brief synopsis of the integrity of the structures is definitely going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest challenges with the Dutch Quarter side is the land ownership. And persons wanting back what is there. So
I just wanted to make sure that's also clear for the viewers, because some would say, but yeah, what about this place? Sticking to Dutch Quarter also, the road infrastructure there. It's been many campaign promises also by different political parties. But you being actually in the seat and knowing the situation, what is the hold-up, or what?
The entire Dutch Quarter sewage project?
Yes, please. Give us
let's just give it the raw, because that is in court as well.
Oh,
so I have to,
it is.
Yeah, I have to mind how I go into that.
Okay.
But just my humble opinion, and I'm going to leave it at my humble opinion, because there's a lot of different things that are written on paper. I believe that the company that won the bid back then underbid severely, and they tried to basically squeeze government with extra hours and all those things. So the bills start to become very expensive.
Exorbitant, yeah.
There was always a back and forth in a DB. This is even before my time, because remember, the project stopped before my time, started back, stopped again right before I became Minister of Voromi, and then started back again, and then stopped again. So this is important for those that don't know the history behind it. However, they still have us in court trying to collect, and we had to sever our relationships with them. However, I'm not only here to talk about the problem, but also talk about the solution and the way forward.
Yes.
As we all know, Winter Road had a debt to pay to government with respect to the court verdict a couple of years ago. When I came into office, we prioritized that the Foga pumping station, the Foga infrastructure for the wastewater would have been installed. Also, Phillipsburg West in terms of the pumping station, and Illidge Road. While busy with that, we started with the Foga, and that was completed. This issue with Dutch Quarter was there. I sat with my team, and we decided to take a different road. So reprioritize the Taza Winter Road was going to do in terms of community service, so to speak. And we shifted towards Dutch Quarter.
Okay.
Right now, ending of last year, we received the final quotes to have the work done. We're still in, back and forth, trying to get the best interest of government so we could lower some of the costs. So that is in the final stages at the moment. And then it's about starting the work. So we're going to use the settlement from the one side with the verdict, so to speak.
Yeah.
Repair Dutch Quarter to a certain extent where it needs to be for us to kick back in with the European funds.
With the European, okay, so there's a plan.
There's a plan.
There's a plan. It's not forgotten.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I mean, Andrew, one thing I always say, and some people, you're gonna hear a lot of stories now. I mean, it's the time.
Yeah.
But I urge people to not only listen, but fact check things as well. I mean, Dutch Quarter was a district that supported me immensely. Belvedere as well, Sucker Garden as well, a lot of different areas. But whether you support me immensely, and I work for the entire country, and I want to say that there's a lot of issues that we have and we face as a country, and I remain committed to fixing all that I can, how I can, with the resources that I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say this, and some people take it the wrong way, but so be it. There were those that mess up St. Martin in good times. And right now we have the pennies and we're pinching, and we're still making it happen. And I always discuss and always cherish forward movement. And that's why I say this is the year 2023 for repositioning and forward movement, progress.
Projects, quite a number of projects have been announced by this government since your tenure. We haven't seen any movement in the projects, however. For example, the Planet Hollywood, you had some that did come through, actually was materialized. But of course, I'm sure that it's all about priorities. And I don't know if investors maybe backed off, or is it just the way that based on the economy? I don't know.
One thing I can say, I'm glad that you asked that question, actually, because one of the things that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago was that based on construction costs alone for 2022, so the estimated construction price for all the building permits from 2022 that was approved, we're now at approximately 250 million guilders. That's going into the economy. Now I want to reiterate, so not a 2020 permit or 2021 permit that was approved in 22, a permit that was requested in 22 and granted in 22. So if you add
Move
those,
forward, yeah.
if you add those from 2021, it's even more. So there is appetite to invest here. With respect to the specific project that you asked for, at the end of the day, we did what we had to do. We went to court. We had a whole issue back and forth.
Yeah.
We signed a good permit, so they have the good permit. We've been reaching out, asking them, hey, when you're going to start, when you're going to start, because of course the economic spin-off that it has for the country is great. However, they haven't started as yet. I know that another meeting is scheduled very soon to follow up and ask them, what's the holdup basically. So, I mean, those things, we don't have control over when a developer starts. Just like if I give you a building permit, you start when you have the money.
You can't tell me when,
feasible,
yeah.
But one thing is for sure, especially with, and I'm gonna reiterate, especially with big projects, as a government, we try to collectively form little mini task force so that because with these projects, there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah.
Whether it's something via finance or general affairs or even justice or VSI, even at times, we work together to schedule, hey, listen, you assign this person from your departments. I urge persons that have big plans and big projects to come in and speak with permit evaluators in advance so that most of the do's and don'ts,
go hand in hand.
so that we could save a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I must say that has been functioning very, very well. There's a lot of appetite to invest here in St. Martin, and I must say that great things are to come. I mean, and I could say it, and some people boast it to me, but I'll just say it. I wouldn't boast about it. But under my tenureship as Minister of ROMI, we are just seeing the construction boom because COVID put us in a rut economically. But say to Andrew, St. Martin has been floating.
Yeah.
And floating pretty decent in comparison to other countries within the region, other islands within the region. Because the construction has been booming and has been moving forward and keep our country afloat. I must say that, and it is evident, so it's not what I say, but you can actually see it around you.
Yeah. Environment. Let me talk a little bit about that. I know you did some moves last year concerning the environment. Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
One of the biggest accomplishments, I must say, with respect to the environment is the nature policy that we signed off last year. That was also published. And you have the spatial development vision. We have the spatial development vision that will be presented in Parliament this coming Wednesday. So there are a lot of things that we are working on, have worked on, and we're pushing it out now. And I must say that you can actually see the effectiveness of a consecutive term being in office.
Okay, yeah.
Because things that you started a year and a half ago or 2 years ago,
you could see through.
You're seeing the results now. And in the years to come, you will continue to see results, which is important when it comes to stability. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious. Things are moving. Of course, there are going to be complaints. No matter what you do, there are going to be issues. And you have to, you have to keep in mind that there are persons that have a problem for every solution as well.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you do, no matter how long they were in office, they will still find ways to find how you are doing it is not good enough. But I urge my colleagues, and we speak on a regular basis, keep pushing, keep motivated, and we'll definitely put St. Martin where it needs to be. There are difficult times, unprecedented times. There was never COVID before. We came out of Irma, and then COVID.
Yeah.
And St. Martin never really got a chance to catch itself. And not only St. Martin when it comes to Irma, but when it comes to COVID, there are places that's still suffering immensely with the results of it because it's still here.
Yeah.
Businesses that had to close down. We've seen it here as well with some businesses that have been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
They were forced to close their doors.
Your management style, and I wanted to talk about it because I've covered the numerous Parliament meetings where it comes into question on the way you manage ROMI, and maybe for persons to also understand that you decided to take a different approach to your predecessors. So how would you say your management style is?
Well, it's hard to really rate yourself, but I must say that
Yeah, because
I've always, in my opinion, I've always remained open to change.
Okay.
When I say open to change, because
So it's not because it's been done so for the amount of years means you have to continue.
I don't like that sentence.
You don't like that at all.
That's
yeah.
how we used to do it.
That's how we used to do
And
it. Yeah.
I don't have a problem if this is how we used to do it and it's working.
Yeah.
But if this is how we used to do it and it's not working, then we need to, adjust a little bit, reposition.
Okay.
We need to reposition a little bit and adjust to see if something can work. We've tried different ways. I just give an example. With building permits, we install a task force that certain things weren't working out. We change it up a bit.
Mhm.
We add this, subtract that. We're in different times, and I think you need to be creative in your way of thinking.
Adapt to the time.
Yes, and when it comes to my management style, the first thing I did when I became Minister of Environment, I had a general meeting with all staff members, and then individually with the departments. And I said, listen, my door is always open. I have an open door policy. There's no staff member that can say that they tried to speak to me and I refused or didn't have a meeting with them. That is just impossible. It never happened. So they know that. If all choose to use it, I must say sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I wouldn't know.
Mhm.
But I've always tried to make myself available because I know how it was as a citizen in general.
To get to the person
to get to our
in charge.
representatives.
Yeah.
So I always try to make myself available. Within the ministry, we always have a lot of social events in terms of once a month or
team
twice
building,
a month,
yeah.
team building events at the office. I mean, not the office, the Vromi yard, so to speak. Last end of the year, we had a sort of Thanksgiving family day.
Yeah, I
cook-up.
saw you cooking.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was
yes.
cooking,
Yeah, yes,
and everybody, we had a cooking competition. The persons brought out their family. And I say that is something that I want to do on a yearly basis, So these are different things because sometimes you're so boggled down with work, people are under stress. It have people still can't deal with what COVID did to us. I mean, some of us, you saw your loved one today, they was in the back of an ambulance tomorrow, you never see them again because you remember in the beginning with the cremation and all these things.
Yeah, you couldn't
That's
even,
very
yeah.
traumatizing.
Correct.
my friend. So, and I know people that not only maybe experienced it firsthand, but saw neighbors and friends. St. Martin is a very small community. So
Yeah.
a lot of things, you never know what's affecting somebody. And it is always important to, keep in touch and show that support where need be. So when it comes to my management side, to sum it up, I believe that I have taken a very inclusive approach across the board. Sometimes it's not good either because when you leave the door open for too much opinions, the end goal, we don't reach the end goal.
Yeah, it would just be a bunch of
Yes.
talk without action.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
However, I must say that all in all, I think that is very important because it's easy for me to say, hey, Andrew, let me buy a red shirt for you. You need a Band-Aid, but maybe you don't need that. You need something different.
Yeah.
So I try to interact as much as possible, not only with my staff, but with the public, find out what their needs and wants are, and just try to make it happen. At the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
But my way of decision making is based on the majority. So if 3 persons are going to benefit here and 200 are going to benefit here,
You
I'll
go
give
for
it
the
a
200. Yeah. I got you. Of course, I can't leave you go without asking politics 2024 or late 2023, whenever it comes, where does Minister Duran stand?
With the people. Stand with the people. First and foremost.
Yes, of course you stand with the people, but National Alliance, you still sticking with the National Alliance?
Why would I not?
I have to ask.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes, you can ask me a question because nobody asks me questions. I ask you questions.
So this is a different way of managing
Yes.
style already.
You see? Yeah. You tell me.
Why wouldn't I be with the National Alliance?
Well, you're right. You're the highest vote getter from the last election, so I mean, it wouldn't. Yeah.
I am Andrew. I always say, and this is just straight up, first and foremost, I'm for the people. I'm loyal to the people. The National Alliance has been a party that I've been able to align myself more with based on their track record.
Okay.
Things that they focus on, building homes, infrastructure, schools. That is what National Alliance has always been known for. Now with, let's say now with the newbies, me, Minister Irion, other young candidates, new candidates, not only young, but new.
Yeah.
That's not tied to age.
Yeah.
New candidates.
Yeah.
we have ideas about development and forward movement as well. So you need a mix.
Okay.
You need a mix because in order for us to sustain ourselves, we have to be able to have the funds and secure the finances to sustain ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I must take my hat off to the Ministry of Finance for all the different financial statements that we were able to bring up to date. I mean, we walk in, Andrew, you could stay here, make your jokes
say
every
what you
week,
want.
but you know what? The facts don't lie.
Yeah.
That is something, and I said it, and I'll say it again. The truth, the facts can't change. A lie could become the truth, but the truth can't become a lie.
Yeah.
You can't twist that. The truth, whatever happened, that is what it is. We've been able to get so much things done. Now that coal is off the table, you hear some people complaining now that, it's a smoke screen, it's this, it's that. It's almost like they wanted things to stay bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean to say? And it's unfortunate because ultimately, Andrew, it's one thing to say you love St. Matthew with your mouth, but a different to show it with your actions. And I ask the people, whenever that time comes, late 23, early 24, 3-4 months from now, whenever the time comes, look at the track record, do your homework. And I think that right now, we have we had such a long span that people would be much more accurate in terms of the decision making. I have faith in that, and I look forward to it whenever it comes.
So you don't really study the the negative talk out there.
I try to avoid. If I have to study all the negative talk that was geared towards me, I wouldn't even be here. I mean, we've seen a good bit of changes in terms of a particular ministry there.
Yeah.
And that was because of stress and different things that certain persons couldn't handle.
Mhm.
And you don't hold it against them.
Yeah.
However, all the attacks and all the things that happened with me over the last 2-3 years, I mean, since the votes or whatever happened, since the last election, I've been trying to different ways to stay motivated. I must say that sometimes you're like, you sit down and you wonder, why all of this? But I know why. It's not because of age, primarily. It's not because of any of those things, but it's because of change.
Yeah.
And when you
Some
set
people
out to
are afraid.
change and clean up certain things, you will get people upset. They will be on live every Monday talking these things and negativity towards you, but you have to keep motivated. And I hope my staff keep motivated as well, and I will do whatever I have to do to first and foremost serve the people of this country who I ask to trust me with their support. Because these people trust me to be their captain, and we will push forward together. Because I cannot do it alone.
Minister of Romy, Minister Duran, thank you so much for coming on late
Thank
night.
you for having me, man.
Always a pleasure. And of course, yes, hope to see you soon again. I'm sure you'll come again, right?
Definitely. There's a lot of now the projects are rolling out. I mean, last year I was busy with court cases, with this, with that, with all all that stuff that I try to, make believe and so forth. But now we're making things happen. The projects are rolling out, and I look forward to coming and giving updates as frequently as I can.
All right, watching the late night show, Minister of Romy. We'll be right back.
What you know, pump it up. I got you pump it up. What you know, pump it up. I got you pump it up. What you know, pump it up. I got you pump it up. Mi nombre is Daniel Loveless, and I am out here in Spain here today, and I come out to ask the simple question that I ask around the world: what you know? We just want to know what you know. If you know anything you know, you may know, I may not know, but we just want to know what you know. And if you didn't know, now you know. Let we go. I'm out here with the beautiful Nora here today. I want to ask her the very...
Laura,
the beautiful Laura.
luscious Laura.
Luscious Laura, the beautiful luscious Laura. Any other words you want to add in there?
AKA Lolly.
I'm out here with the most beautiful, luscious, aka Lolly Laura in Salou, Spain here today, Salou. And I want to ask her the very simple question that I ask around the world. You have 5 seconds to say the surrounding two. For example, if I say B, you say A and the C. The letter is D.
I got lost there. D, what? Say, scrap that. I don't know what you said. D, what?
You have 5 seconds to say the surrounding two, right? So, for example, if I say B, you say A and C. A, B, C. So D.
EFG.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, Father.
Sure, I forget, Raymond. I can't see.
Oh, Lord, Father Christ. Oh, Lord. Name a color that is both a fruit and a color. 5 seconds.
Name a colour that's both a fruit and a colour.
Come on. 5 seconds. 3. Come on.
Apple. Apple. Woohoo! I redeemed myself. I redeemed myself, Trinidad.
What is the total number of dots on a pair of dice?
¿Cuál es el número total de puntos en un par de dados?
$28. You sure? I don't know. Try again.
Inténtalo de nuevo.
20. How you feeling today?
Hey, I feel good. I feel great.
Yeah. How are you enjoying Spain so far?
I'm enjoying this. I get the good hotel, and I'm with my wife and my daughter, so I'm very happy I have to be here. I love it here. So it's so good and good people and nice eating and delicious eating. Yeah, and weather is good. It is not bad. It is not hot and not cold. It is very ideal to walk and yes.
What is the square root of 64?
64. 69. No. Square?
A square root.
Yeah, square, no? Yeah.
Basically, the square root of a number, right, is a number that can be multiplied by itself to give you another number. So the square root of 64 is 8. What does FATHER spell?
No, I can't say. Who's your daddy?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Which part of your body is your brain located?
¿En qué parte de tu cuerpo se encuentra tu cerebro?
In my head.
That's good. Okay. Which part of your body is your mouth?
Which parts? On my body. I don't know.
Mouth.
My mouth? What?
Yeah. Where is it?
What is? No, I don't know this question.
Where is your mouth?
No, I don't know, bro. What question is this?
God have mercy upon us.
Where's your mouth located?
This?
Good. Okay, that's good. How many eggs are there in 1 dozen eggs?
How many eggs?
Yes.
In?
1 dozen.
1,000 eggs.
Dozen, yeah.
1 dozen eggs. 30?
How you get 30?
I don't know. This I see that is in Holland we have this kind of thing, or 10 or 12 or 30.
So 1 dozen in Holland is.
Very nice question. Very funny question. Yeah.
So how many eggs are there in 1 dozen eggs?
1 dozen eggs. That's nothing.
All right.
Get it?
Okay. Yeah, there are 12 eggs in 1 dozen eggs.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's 10.
I like that. What 2 numbers can you multiply to get 100?
50 and 50. Or 50. 10 by 10. You got Maria.
All right.
Picture, take it.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling very good, very good, thank you.
And what brings you to Salau?
Well, I just wanted a break. England is rainy, grey, here is sunny, nice, Mediterranean, so I thought, why not?
Can you say 30 words without the letter A in them?
30 words without the letter A in them.
Come on. 5 seconds.
Peter.
4.
Tree. God. Holes, bikini, shirt, trousers, shoes, belt.
Come on, quicker. You're on 12. Come on.
Belt, fingers, toes, hair, who, you, me,
20.
see.
10 more. Come on. Keep going. Come on.
Sun, and sun.
Right.
Sky, clouds. I said God. Phone, telephone. Social. Look.
Okay. 5 more. Come on.
Milk. Fly. Pine.
How long do you think will it take me to say 30 words? And I'm not going to say any of the words that you said.
Much quicker than me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Which planet are we on right now?
I know this in Spanish, not in English.
What is it in Spanish?
It's tierra. Tierra. Yes.
And in English, that means earth.
Earth. Okay.
So terra in your language, which is Spanish, right? So terra in Spanish, and it's earth in English. So which planet are we on right now?
Tierra. Earth.
Which color is both a fruit and a color?
Red. Red? Green.
Green. Yes.
White.
So white is a fruit.
Yes.
It's both a fruit and a color.
Orange.
Jimmy's mother, right?
Jimmy's mother.
Jimmy's mother had 3 children.
Okay.
Right? The first was called April. The second was called May. What was the name of the third child?
July, June.
June. You sure?
Okay.
Jimmy's mother had 3 children.
What's his April?
Right.
It's May.
And the third is?
Jenny's mother.
Jimmy's mother.
Jimmy's mother.
Jimmy's mother had 3 children alone. 3 children.
It's Jimmy's.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy's.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.